Sadly, no sign of any leopard or other predators heading down the road. There was an elephant bull that passed by in this direction, which we'll bear in mind for later, but it is in the opposite direction to where we are heading. But always useful to know and nice to imagine an animal walking down this road. We know that it wasn't long ago, within the last 12 hours, on a vague inspection. We know that an elephant's walked down. You know, often just like imagining or picturing the animal walking through the scenery. Okay, Brian said he's got a slight focus issue, so there's nothing wrong with your eyes. Just bear with us for a moment or two. If you need to stop, let me know. That's okay. Okay. It seems like the depth of field is outrageous. Yeah. Like the glass. Okay, well, Brian's just going to fiddle around, so bear with him for a moment. Maybe they're there, maybe they've moved on already, and you may have heard a woodpecker calling, or sorry, knocking in the tree behind us. So, back to Ruth's question from Costa Rica regarding the male baboons. No, they are not, there's not just one dominant male within a troop. There's kind of a gang of dominant males who will all vie for different females and essentially try to woo and win over as many females as they can, and they do that by grooming the females, as well as protecting females' kids from older baboons that may be bullies. So there may be several males within a troop that are dominant and have their girlfriends within the troop. Interesting that this youngster's separated itself a reasonable distance from the rest of the pod of hippos. I'm not sure why, but there appear to be two coming towards us playing. Let's hope they do it again. They're almost porpoising out of the water. It's very funny to watch, but I only did it once. Let's see if they get excited again. Oh, the hippo doing certainly has been much better. There's also a youngster now trying to climb onto its mother's back, which it's not doing a very good job at the moment, because it would be incredible if it did manage to climb on there. Imagine if it lay on top of its mom's back. It just doesn't have the right feet and nails to be able to aid in its gripping as it climbs up. It seems to have found a comfortable perch there that it's happy with for now. What's this that's coming down to drink on the other side? I think it's a bushbuck. Yes, it is. Beautiful. It's a female bushbuck. It's just arrived down at this northern edge of the water where you can see she's very nervous, and rightfully so. She's alone. She's got her head down there, wouldn't be able to see anything creeping up on her from behind. And she will also be cautious of the threat coming from inside the water. There are crocodiles in some of the ponds and dams in the Sabi Sands. Sadly not this one. Not 100% aware of that, so let's watch how long she manages to. Oh. Imagine just trying to enjoy a drink, quench your thirst, but you are absolutely terrified because you don't know what may be stalking you. She's swiveling her ears backwards to try and listen to anything that may be creeping up behind her. She's using her right ear to kind of mainly focus on noises coming from the rear. So unlike the Inyala, the bushbuck only has the white spots. It doesn't have the vertical white stripes. And less gregarious than the Inyala. They're often seen on their own bushbuck, whereas the Inyala are often in small herds. Andrew did send through a message, everyone, mentioning that there's a lot of people that would like me to head towards the hyena den sites, and I think that's a marvelous idea. So I will be doing that. When we head off from here, we will make our way down to the hyena den. So what time's it been kind of most productive, Brian? Luck of the draw? Okay. So good idea, and thanks for those suggestions, all those suggestions to whoever it was that did send them through. And I have heard a lot about this hyena den sites, and I'm so happy that there is one now, because we seriously did miss having one for the majority of the last 2.5 months. Julia on Twitter just asked where the woodlands kingfishers will start heading as they migrate off, and they head towards Central Africa and North Africa. So they're intra-African migrants. They don't leave the continents, but do head up to the central and slightly northern parts till they have. And it was great to see how, as it came in, it kind of hovered for a bit to stall its approach before finally committing to the little plunge. I actually saw an incredible picture on Facebook this morning that I showed Brian of a kingfisher in some part of the world plummeting into a small ice hole. So there's this tiny little hole in the snow, and it catches a fish out of this little hole in the snow. A really beautiful kingfisher. Well, maybe we'll give it another minute with this kingfisher. It may show off its skills again. Also just turn its body so that its breast was facing us. I'd be able to show you how to distinguish between male and female. But sadly this one, or when they are sitting broadside, you cannot see that breast of theirs, which is critical for the sexing the pied as well as the giant kingfisher. There's a green-backed heron right on the edge of the water that's kind of hunched down, and it's also hunting. Oh, we've got it there. So we are quite far away, but you'll notice a grey blob on the kind of just off the centre to the right. And that's a green-backed heron. Go ahead for Scott. Go ahead for Scott. So now, you got it. Well done, Brian. Oh, wow. And it's got a fish. Brian got it, the pied kingfisher got it. Well done. Well, that's quite a big fish now, so we're gonna see it trying to probably, oh no, swallowed it whole. What I was going to say is that we're probably gonna see it, or potentially see it trying to kill the fish by hammering its head against a branch, but because that fish was of a reasonable, I imagine that fish squirming around in your stomach, it must be, yeah, I mean, it's like us swallowing a steak that's still kicking, you know, it's hard to comprehend what happens in your stomach. Anyway, the good thing is it's turned itself around, and now that it's facing, oh, can you believe it? 3 in a row. Well, life is good here at Buffelshoek Dam, good for fishing at least. But even now that it's sitting there, you can potentially see 2 stripes, a thicker stripe across its breast with a thinner stripe below. Oh no, it's very difficult, it's far away. But the male essentially has a bow tie and a cummerbund, so 2 stripes across its chest, whereas the female's only wearing a bra, so she'll only have 2 dots on her chest, or 1 stripe across the top, essentially. I wonder where the female is, because it's only been this one that we've been watching, and I mean, at this rate, you wonder how many fish it goes through a day, because it's caught about 3, all of a decent size, in about 5 minutes, which is incredibly good going. Surely not again. Oh, now we're getting the hover. Well done, Brian. This is awesome. I mean, that is precision aviation right there. Look at how dead still its head stays when it hovers. Well, 3 out of 3 was good hunting. 3 out of 4 is still a good strike rate, 75%. And there, I guess, he didn't commit to an actual plunge. So, I think, yeah, we can say he didn't necessarily miss out there on an opportunity. Never happened until today, and then boom, 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 3 kills in a row. Should we go back to that heron, Brian, just below there, because it's still poised in position. And I'm very interested to see how long it will actually sit poised there before it strikes. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. While Brian went to you can see the ripples coming from where the kingfisher made another kill. So that disruption was caused by the kingfisher, and it did manage to get another little fish. But let's see if these ripples aid the heron in its hunting. It's to evidently have a lot more patience than the kingfisher, because it has to wait for its prey to come up to it before it... Oh, there we go. I don't know what it caught there, but it caught something.